So the number one bottleneck that I see when I look at coaches, consultants, and creators isn't just lack of leads, it's lack of time. See, normally people spend all day inside of the DMs sending their calendar link over and over and end up wasting a ton of time talking to people who aren't even serious. And before you know it, you look at the clock and your entire day is gone. And then you look at your sales calendar and it's still completely bare. That becomes the number one problem. And that is exactly why me and my team started using ManyChat in the first place. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how I use ManyChat to automate all of my lead generation and also book my appointments on autopilot. And then I'll show you how my system filters out time wasters so you can only talk to serious buyers. And then I'll give you a full walkthrough of my ManyChat flow so that you can actually set this up for yourself in your own business. If you stick with me until the end, you will have a full working automation that saves you hours every week. So let's get into it. All right, so before I actually show you the system itself, let's talk about why this actually matters. See, most coaches, consultants, and creators, they're stuck in the manual messaging trap. Here's what that looks like typically. You post a ton of content, maybe a few people DM you, you respond manually, going back and forth, some ghosts, others aren't a good fit. And then after you go back and forth trying to actually qualify them, you finally drop your calendar link. Maybe they book and maybe they don't. To me, that is not a system. That seems like a full-time job. And this is why so many coaches, consultants, and creators just get burned out. You can't scale if you're spending all day responding to messages. You're not able to grow if you're tied to your phone 24/7. What you need is to understand leverage, and that's where ManyChat really comes into play. So what is ManyChat? ManyChat acts as an automated sales assistant. It will capture inbound leads automatically. It qualifies people before they ever hit the DMs. And it also delivers free resources and nurtures them. And it's a great way to get followers. The cool piece is that it will book sales calls automatically onto your calendar. So instead of you having to go through and message every lead, you get to be completely hands-off and out of the picture. So ManyChat will handle about 90% of everything for you. Now, I will walk you through and show you exactly how I use this inside of my own business. There are a ton of moving pieces inside of ManyChat. The number one thing that we need to focus on first is what we want the goal to be using the automation. So this is a very complex flow inside ManyChat. Your flow does not have to be this complex. If you want to keep it simple, perfect. But where everything starts is going to be right here. This is what we call the trigger, okay? This is what triggers the automation to actually fire. You can have this set up to be multiple things. When people reply to your story, when they comment a keyword on a post, when they click on your ad, there's just so many different options that you can do for a trigger. And you can use multiple triggers on one workflow. And so that's how I set it up. As you can see, like the two that I have is when somebody replies to a story MC or when someone comments on a post or a reel. And then I have a separate trigger that I use for ads. Now, you can choose and change whatever the trigger word may be. It is not case sensitive. I suggest whatever you create, you just have a call to action. The call to action would be like, if you want this free thing, then do this. Or if you want more info, then do this. And that would be the call to action. So from here, let's look at the first step of this flow. So ManyChat recently came out with this, and I absolutely love this. Let's say that you're using something for a lead magnet, right? If you want my free ManyChat workflow, then comment the word MC and I'll send it over. So if someone comments that word, it fires the trigger in ManyChat. The next thing in this workflow is ManyChat is going to say, does this person currently follow your Instagram account? If they do, it will allow them to go to the next trigger or the next prompt. If they don't, it will not send them this prompt. It will send them a different prompt. So in this context, as you can see, what happens is if they don't follow me, they get a message. Hey, first name, Dustin here. In order to get the goods, please follow me first. Once you've followed, click done, and I'll send it over. So they will go to my page, hit follow, come back, click done. Once they click done, ManyChat will look at it again and say, does this person now follow your Instagram account? If they do, it will allow them to move forward. If they don't, it sends them back to the same prompt and doesn't let them go forward. Okay. Now, let's say they do follow. What'll happen is they get a different message. Now, this is completely customizable to whatever it is that you wanted to say. This is just the language and verbiage that I use on a day-to-day. I think it's important for it to sound like you so that you don't break rapport and people get to kind of have a real feel of who you are as a person. So mine says, yo, Dustin here. Here's the link for my freebie. Enjoy it. By the way, what do you use Instagram for? And so what they can do is they can click on this and get the free thing, or they can click on this if they want more clients on Instagram. Again, it's just the way my prompt's set up. So it sends them to another message, right? My team and I turn passions into full-time income while helping you keep your sanity. Does that sound relevant to you? Yes or no? If it's yes, they continue to move forward. If it's not, then it drops them down here to another message. If they say no, no worries. Just curious, what do you currently do? Maybe I should change my profession, right? So if they say yes, it sends them to the next stage. It waits. Cool if I ask you 3 simple questions to see if we're a good fit. Now, depending on where you're at in your current business journey and your level of awareness, maybe you've used an appointment setter before. Maybe you've gone through and you've asked all these questions in the DMs. Imagine having all of your time back, you not having to send any messages and you having a system that does it for you. It saves a ton of time inside of the DMs so that you aren't having to consistently go through and send these messages. That's why I love ManyChat. So what we're doing here is this is what I consider a pre-qualification stage. We're asking them questions to pre-qualify if they're a good fit and how warm of a lead they actually are. So it's going to ask this question, cool. Is it cool if I ask you 3 simple questions to make sure we're a perfect fit? Again, you want this tailored to your niche. Are you currently an online coach or are you just trying to get started? They will click one. Depending on what they click, it sends them to another prompt. If they say yes, awesome. How much are you currently doing in revenue? It will ask them. Again, very niche dependent on what your qualifications are to work with you. If they say below $2,000 a month, it sends them a message. And then I want more information. Like, is that what you're living off of? Do you have a 9 to 5 or is that just in your business? Right? If they say 2 to 5K, great. Do you coach full time? Like, yes, I'm a full-time coach. No, I have a 9 to 5 too. 10K or more, perfect. Let's book a call, right? Because I know that person's qualified. And here I'm not sure yet. So I ask more questions. And then as they continue to go through, let's say they're a great fit, right? Instead of us going back and forth typing 9,000 or 98,700 and however many messages, it would be way easier if we just hopped on a quick call so I could learn more about your situation to see if I can help. Cool if I drop my calendar. And then it waits for them to respond. If they respond back with a positive comment, then it'll send this message. And then it'll also tag them as a booked call. Now, here's the other piece that I didn't mention. ManyChat will integrate with CRMs. You can set up a webhook and all of that. So what happens now is that if they book a call, it will tag them as a lead through ManyChat and it gets sent back to our CRM, which we use a white label Go High Level. But this is pretty much the flow. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see it a little more. But as you go through this, we're asking specific questions that typically an appointment setter would ask or yourself would ask inside the DMs to pre-qualify that person, okay? And we're doing it through automation so that you get all of your time back using this. But this works well because it warms the lead up before the call. They come in educated and pre-sold with just buyer questions. And then it is an instant call booking with a calendar integration. So if they engage, ManyChat just simply drops the link. They pick a time that works for them. And then boom, the call is booked. No back and forth is needed from you. So what I've seen in results to this is that since setting this up, here's what's pretty much changed for our business. We've been able to book 20 plus booked calls a week on autopilot. We've seen an average of 80% reduction in manual DM time, which has been a game changer for time. And then we have a higher close rate because when people come in, I know that I'm talking to the right people and they already have context, just simply buyer questions when we get on a call. Okay. And this works really well if you're selling a low ticket product as well, or a course or a community or anything like that, because you can send them there before ever booking a call. Or if you're not even booking a call, you can sell straight through the DMs. So this is how to set this up for your business. The first thing you need to do is you just need to go to ManyChat and set up your free account, right? There's a free version and a paid version. The only difference is the amount of people you can run through the free version, okay? And then just create a simple keyword for the trigger for lead capture. And then what you can do is you can integrate it with your socials, whether you're using Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and rumor has it that it will be able to be integrated with TikTok in the future. It's an option now, but it's not available in our country as of today, March 7th, 2025. Okay. But then you would just integrate this with your calendar and then you can test it. So this will work really well if you're using like Calendly or something like that, because that just integrates straight into the platform. But here's kind of the bonus. If you want a step-by-step training on how to set this up, all you got to do is comment the word ManyChat below. I will send you this complete workflow in a snapshot so you can just drop it in your account and you don't have to go through all the tech of doing it. You would just be able to change your trigger words and change some of the verbiage, drop your calendar link in there and do all of that. If you're still doing all of your lead gen manually in 2025, you are falling behind. The biggest businesses in the game are the ones that are leveraging systems and automation to actually get their time back. If this video helped, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. And if you want this workflow, no strings attached, just drop the word ManyChat below and I'll send it over. I'll see you in the next one.